What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. AEW, finally, Tony Khan finally revealed that they got their multi-year rights deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. Right now, they didn't get too much in detail, but right now, Warner Brothers Discovery, they signed a new 3-year extension with the 4th year being an optional year, and the deal is valued at $185 million per year, with all elements are taken into account. Okay, under the new deal, AEW shows, I'm reading this off of Variety right now, Dynamite and Collision will remain on TBS and TNT respectively. But for the first time since its launch in 2019, AEW program will stream live on Max. So that's going to be interesting here, because so now it's while it's also on TBS and TNT, they're going to be streaming on Max also. So you're going to have a lot of people that's just who don't have cable is going to just be streaming it off their Max account. I know Quattro, who doesn't have cable, will be streaming off his Max account, which is good. Which is going to cause craziness, and I'm not even talking about with the deal. I'm talking about with fans, because when it comes to ratings and stuff like that, yeah, and you like, hey, Dynamite only averages 100,000 ratings, and but you never know what the streaming numbers of that is, you know, or how much it will be on the other side, but you only know the streaming numbers. So it's going to be you know, more wrestling chaos, and Tony Khan's probably going to throw more fuel to that fire anyway. But I think that's good. I think it's good. Also, I have Max. And I was like, you know, because not only that, they will also be getting their library onto Max also. Now, once again, it says simultaneously for the U.S., subscriptions will be available on stream on demand on January 2025. So now here's the thing. I know that they only had 5 years so far, but you know, that's impressive, and they do got a library that I'm pretty sure they would have the library of the past Dynamites, Rampages, Collisions, probably AEW Dark, and probably, you know, Elevation or things like that. And then, of course, they probably would have something for Ring of Honor. Now, here's the thing. All of that I just said so far is not dropping immediately in January. It takes time. You know how long it took for WWE to get all this stuff on the WWE Network, and then they went to Peacock, and you know how long we had to wait to watch Thunder on Peacock. And everybody's like, why the fuck do you care about Thunder? I thought I was raised a WCW guy. So when I want to see the old episodes and stuff, it took a minute. So that, you know, and then once again, Max is still trying to get their shit together also. You know, they have not yet done any kind of live streaming from their platform yet. Netflix has done it. Peacock has done it. You know, Hulu has done it. Amazon Prime does it every week. We got Thursday Night Football. You know, so Max is one of the only platforms that I'm aware of that haven't. Maybe Apple TV. I'm not sure, but Max is one of the only platforms I know that have not done live streaming yet. And once again, it's not as simple as, well, let's just put it live on it. There's other types of technology and cameras and stuff like that they have to get to be able to do these streamings. And the reason why I brought that up is because now when it comes to their pay-per-views, because this is the one of the things I was trying to recognize also, that when it comes to AEW pay-per-views, they will be shown on Max at a discounted price. Okay, so we're not getting the pay-per-views completely free. Like, if you got Max, you can just go to Max and watch pay-per-views instead of trying to pay for them. No, it's going to be at a discounted price, which I think is kind of like what UFC does, but UFC be way expensive. When you be like, you can stream on ESPN Plus, and you can stream it, and then you can watch a UFC event, and you still got to pay like a good amount of money for that. Because first of all, they did it slick. ESPN Plus is dirt cheap. Okay, it's like now I got the Disney Plus bundle where you get Disney Plus, Hulu Plus, and ESPN Plus. You get all that. But when I just had ESPN Plus by myself, I had it just by itself. It's like $5, $6 for ESPN Plus. But them things, them live events, them live sport events you want to see, yeah, they would charge a hell of a lot of money. Now, usually an AEW show is $50 for pay-per-views. Right now, for the way my life is, and it's not because I don't like AEW, because honestly, I'm already still mad because I couldn't get the shit that I wanted. But Sting's retirement at Revolution, I really wanted to see that, but I couldn't afford it. Then Dynasty, when I knew Swerve was going to be the first black AEW champion, couldn't afford it. Okay, so it's just like, All In, wanted to see. Like, there's a lot of shows from AEW that I want to see, but the problem is, it's like that $50 for what my life is going to do right now is not going to pay per view, and I will be the same exact way. If it was WWE, because I'm like, okay, right now, like Bad Blood, I would love to see Bad Blood, knowing the hell it's on anything like that. But if I had to pay $50 for Bad Blood, I'm not watching Bad Blood. I'm sorry, I'm not watching. Like, once again, if I was getting paid by more from YouTube and doing these podcasts and doing live stream stuff like that, well then yeah, the money I throw out the money, and then because I'm gonna get it back double because I'm getting paid to do something like that. I'm not getting paid for that right now, so that $50 is a much better use towards my kids than it is to Tony Khan's pockets right now. And I had to catch it some way, my fingers going up, and then find a way to watch it that way. But them going at a reduced price. Now here's the thing: I don't know how much a reduced price is. Please don't do me no $39.99. I figure if I got Max, right now Max is $16 right now for Max. It seems like I'm like, if I'm already paying for Max, I would love for them to make it like $20, and I'm like, okay, I can live with that. $20. Then I'll be like, okay, I'm more open to buying pay-per-views that I want to see on Max for $20 just to add on to my bill. Now, if it's the thing where it's like, okay, if it's usually $50 and I take it down $10, I'm like, do I really want to pay $39.99 for a pit, which is going to be $40 anyway? Is it really saving that much? Like, come on, if I got Max, okay? Because honestly, if you make it for a cheaper price, you'll bring more people, at least more wrestler fans, also into Max, which also gets more eyeballs on Max. Gets more eyeballs on AEW, because now people who don't even watch wrestling, or who have watched wrestling and have not watched it in a while, when they see that AEW is now on Max and they scrolling through like, after I watched the Penguin, let me check out this. You know what I'm saying? Or stuff like that. I know I buy that on Max all the time. Max sometimes can be an acquired taste to some people. I'm like, I go on Max and I'm like, I like watching good documentaries. I like watching the old. They got the old school shows. I like when they're from Martin and J Fox, stuff like that. Wayne's Brothers, and they got they have those shows, or like the Boondocks. Like I was just watching the Boondocks the other day. And I'm like, okay, you go by, like, okay, well, they got some wrestling on here. That would bring a lot of eyeballs on AEW, which I think they could use. So that's not going to be until later into 2025. So when it comes to the beginning of 2025, it most likely Revolution and Double or Nothing, some of that, you're going to have to pay for them shows. Straight up until probably, I would think the first show that they'll probably try to do this in, like All In, maybe. I think that'll be like around the first time they're going to try to do this. So it looks promising. Now, once again, could they have done more years, like a 5-year deal? So that could be to gain more security, but they got some money. Okay, and money to be able to put out the television shows. That does not stop the problem that AEW has right now. And like I just said, the AEW has had, was it 320,000 viewers for Dynamite. That's the flagship show. Collision is starting to go down the rate of Rampage. That it was made to be the CM Punk show. CM Punk, and they're not there. He left, and then now it's just like it's just going down like Rampage is. It sucks. And once again, you may see fans there with this new TV deal. This does not stop the issue that's going on with AEW. It's not. But, and once again, you don't even know what the state of AEW is going to be. If they keep on this trajectory right now, you don't know what the state of AEW is going to be in 4 years. It may be to the point where Warner Bros. Discovery is like, hey, yo, we're not really getting any value on this investment right now, so we're going to drop you. And then once again, now if they drop AEW and then they lose TNT and TBS and also like that, which are main networks right now, they're going to be doing the Impact route, trying to go on WE TV or try to find access or it's something that does not have a lot of eyes, so you can't help build the company. Why, as of right now, why do they, TNA's even getting more popular right now because that crossover with NXT is bringing more eyes to what TNA is. And believe it or not, just because we watch wrestling, everybody does not watch wrestling or watch it the way that we do. And that's the issue. So, you don't know what the state of AEW could be in 4 years. It could be worse or it could be better. And even then, you don't even know what the state of Warner Bros. Discovery is going to be in 4 years. Because they're trying to, get out the hole as well. So, it's like, we really just don't know what it's a wait and see approach for right now. On the meantime, that Tony Khan got his money, but there needs to be some changes here. And here's my 2 cents. Here go my little soapbox because I'm on my own podcast, so this is what I won't say. Because if now since you got this deal, you got this Warner Bros. Discovery deal, I think it is time Tony Khan has to change the format. You may not like it. You don't have to agree with me. And I'm not saying that I agree with it also. But here's the thing. AEW is made as the wrestling man show. Fans who like professional wrestling. Okay? But you gotta be... But what helped fuel AEW back in 2019 when AEW was hot was the fact that WWE was so fucking bad. Vince was running that thing into the ground. The thing is, if WWE had like the AEW money or the machine behind it, like they do right now, then they'd probably be out of business because that's how much it was running down. But it didn't matter because they had money coming in from everywhere, from Saudi Arabia, from USA Network, from Fox. Fox spent $1 billion on Smackdown. USA they get money for that third hour Raw. We don't have to like it, but they get money for that third hour Raw. Then it gets to Saudi Arabia money, which is the blood money, but they got it. And all the stuff that they had the money, so it didn't matter how good the TV show was. It didn't matter who watched the TV show. They're getting their money regardless. Now, the difference is the boogeyman is gone. And with the boogeyman being gone, now WWE is hot right now. Raw is hot. SmackDown is hot. NXT is even hot. So NXT got their new network on CW, which now puts them on primetime, puts them on non-cable television. In other words, if you just have a TV and you buy some little $10 antenna, you can watch NXT. You don't have to worry about going to USA anymore. Then, like most smart TVs, or if you get some little Roku box, which I have, you go to Netflix in January, there's going to be Raw. The only thing you got to go watch on cable is SmackDown on USA, which they're going to show the shows right on Netflix the next day. And that's huge money coming in from there. So not only is it hot, not only do they bring back top stars, you got The Rock coming back now. I've seen The Rock more times in a year than I've seen The Rock in the past 10 years. Okay, so they are cooking. Then they're building up stars, and people are enjoying that. But you know what? But AEW be loading up these shows. They had Will Ospreay taking on Ricochet. It was a match that was like everybody. He came to AEW to face Will Ospreay, and they got the lowest rating. That was just this past Tuesday. He gave us that on Tuesday to go up against NXT, and it was still didn't really move the needle. But why is that? AEW's problem is not having great matches. The AEW sleeps great matches. They shit great matches all the time. That ain't the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is, I think you have to reach that kid audience. You have to. You don't have to like it, but you have to. Because that is what brings in a lot of money. Listen, as somebody who is a comic book guy, who's a nerd, I do understand that you got to do things for the nerds or the comic book purists out there, but you also got to do things for the common man. The majority. These Marvel movies don't... The Marvel Cinematic Universe don't get to where it's at without the casual fan. It doesn't. Because comic book nerds and superhero nerds and comic people like that was supporting these movies back in the 2000s with Spider-Man, Daredevil, X-Men, Hulk, stuff like that. And it was like, okay, but now with the casual fan, this has moved. So not only do you get the stuff that the comic people like, but you also get stuff the casual fan likes, and that's how we get it. Now, once again, you can make an argument for how Marvel's going now, but that's where we're at with that. This is what he's had with wrestling. And Tony Khan appeals to one fan base. The indies. The indie darlings. The demographic that these guys are going to go out to a nice indie show, get themselves a beer, and can say whatever the fuck they want and have all these killer ass matches because that's what we like. And I don't see a lot of kids into that. You don't have to stop doing what you're doing, but you do have to. You have to, this is wrestling. It's a niche type of business. You have to find a way to get more people in. Now, if you get when you have Max on there, and you have a lot of families that can check out Max and they see AEW, okay, that brings more eyeballs to it. But now with the new eyeballs and they want to check out a show, you have to be appealing. You don't have to go PG era. Everybody keeps thinking like the PG era. WWE right now is like TV-14 a little bit now, but they don't bleed every week, right? But when it does require it, they don't sit there and black and white it no more. I.e. from CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Or like when Bronson Reed destroyed Braun Strowman on top of a car. It's cool. And, you know, they got the term going around cinema. The whole Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes thing in the Georgia Tech Stadium. Cinema. That's what is missing from AEW. You cannot get but so high and successful by appealing to just one audience. And that is not fair, but that is the way it is. That sucks. Okay, look. I'm black. Hip-hop has been in our community since the 70s, okay? And it was think of hip-hop as what wrestling is back in the day, right? Nobody cared. It wasn't real music, right? Okay? And then, but it's for us. But to get more eyes on something like that, unfortunately, because hip-hop is almost shit today, but I'm saying, but they want more mainstream. And when hip-hop got mainstream, now everybody want to be hip-hop. Or take it over, or culture vulture, or whatever the case you want to call it. That's what happens. Now, that's another discussion for another day. But what I'm saying is, he has to be able to reach out to that market and be able to help sell what's going on. You can't just sell to one market because one market is like, ugh. And then on top of that, there is talks that they're going to have a third show because Swerve on the Breakfast Club said that, was it the Breakfast Club or another interview he was doing saying, we're going to Fox. We're going to Fox. And it's like, okay, well, if they're going to Fox, what are they going to do on Rampage? I don't know if they're doing Rampage, but I think it's supposed to be a Shockwave show. And I'm like, there is such thing as too much of a good thing. There 3 AEW shows as the same damn thing with no identity. It's a lot. Plus, when there is so much wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, throughout the week, you got Raw on Monday. Tuesday, you have NXT. Wednesday, you have Dynamite. Thursday, you have Impact. Friday, you have Smackdown. Saturday, you have Collision. And once a month, you have a pay-per-view either on Sunday or Saturday. 7 days of wrestling. And what's going to pull you apart? It's like, well, maybe we're going to be the alternative from WWE, but right now, even the people that were so sick of WWE when Vince is gone, they even went back. And there has to be a drastic change to what's going to probably happen. Honestly, it's like maybe you say cut back on the blood or cut back on the specialty matches or cut back on the spotlight. You got to give people something to want to tune into the next show for. Okay? This Elite storyline that when they attacked Tony Khan is dead. It's done. I don't even care about it no more. I don't even know if it's still going on. Right? When it comes to Wrestle Dream, I'm gonna do those predictions in a minute. Chris Statlander, what the hell what happened to that group? Right? Listen. I woke up. It was Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, and Stokely Hathaway. I went out and bought their Ozzy Brothers inspired shirt. Right? Okay. Next thing you know, Chris Statlander turns on her best friend. They have a rivalry. Had a great match at All Out. And then all of a sudden, Chris Statlander's a face again. And it's not with Stokely Hathaway no more. And they didn't say nothing about this. Why? This is what I'm talking. It's just like, okay. It's just like, what happened? You could have made a story out of it. It's like, no, we just trying to get to the next thing. Maybe we just trying to build a Chris Statlander to take on Mercedes Moné for a TBS championship. But why? Because we need a babyface to take on Mercedes right now, and because she's the heel, we probably got too much. But once again, and that don't work that way. That don't work. And I'm like, so what was the hell bring up this friendship in the beginning? First of all, they ain't let that team cook enough. When it comes to, this is me personally, this is one thing with AEW. They don't be letting certain storylines cook for a little bit. This is why, even back in NXT, I was like, Triple H is the one that puts the biscuit in the oven at 225. And it'd be that shit for hours, but when she come out, it'd be beautiful, flaky, soft, not burnt. Tony Khan put shit in the oven, the biscuit in the oven at 400 degrees and pour that shit out in 6 minutes. And it's like, all right, it's cooked, okay, but it got the crust around it. But it's like it's hit or miss. You gotta let that thing cook for a minute. Everything is so rushed, it's so fast paced. There's not enough time to build drama. Cause see now when Kenny Omega comes back, it's like if this storyline's even going, or they're trying to tread water and they don't know how to tread water. I don't know. And I don't even know if the storylines bleed into the other shows like Collision and that because I don't watch Collision anymore. Look, Saturdays are already rough enough. And to be like, oh shit, it's 8 o'clock on a Saturday. That's another thing. 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Listen, I grew up with WCW on Saturdays when I was younger. 6:05 on TBS. Yes, and it was 1 hour for WCW Saturday night. And I enjoyed it. Then you had Saturday night's main event, but that was the thing that you built up to so you can know that what Saturday's coming, like the one December 14th for WWE, is that's the one that you're going to do. Okay? But other than that, it don't work like that. 2 hours at 8 o'clock on a Saturday, and I don't know if they're going to play that shit at the bar or not. It's like, man, on Saturday, I'm like, first of all, I'm out. Or I'm trying to enjoy my family, or I'm trying to, to do something that's not even on my mind on Saturday. I'm in a decompressed state on Saturday, like a lot of people are. So it's already, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? It's bad time, so that's why a lot of people don't be really watching like that. And so, once again, if the adults is trying to decompress, have a hard week of work, I remember when I was younger, Friday night DCW, Saturday night, or Saturday morning metal, or the shotgun Saturday night, or stuff like that, you got to appeal to more kids. I think the biggest thing that Tony Khan's going to have to do is appeal to more kids. Appealing to more kids don't mean silly ass wrestling or saying suffering succotash. It doesn't mean that. They ain't saying that no more in WWE right now. They used to, but they ain't saying it no more right now. You got to give things cool, give things for kids to look up to. I think with that being said, it will really help out their deal because I really want them to succeed and I really want them to have an extended. After this 4 years is up, I want them to be better than where they're at now. Every time wrestling has a low point. They can't stay high forever. There's waves to wrestling.